Haaland, Haaland, selbst die Bayern haben Angst, bald geht ihnen das ganze Land. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, gestern war er unbekannt, heute feiert ihn das ganze Land. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, jeder Schuss, der ist ein Tor, beigriff er sich Neymar vor. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, Hattricks sind sein Hobby, weil sie nennen ihn Gottesgleich. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, gestern war er unbekannt, heute feiert ihn das ganze Land. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, jeder Schuss, der ist ein Tor, beigriff er sich Neymar vor. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, Hattricks sind sein Hobby, weil sie nennen ihn Gottesgleich. Haaland. Haaland, selbst die Bayern haben Angst, bald geht ihnen das ganze Land. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, gestern war er unbekannt, heute feiert ihn das ganze Land. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, jeder Schuss, der ist ein Tor, beigriff er sich Neymar vor. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, Hattricks sind sein Hobby, weil sie nennen ihn Gottesgleich. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, gestern war er unbekannt, heute feiert ihn das ganze Land. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, jeder Schuss, der ist ein Tor, beigriff er sich Neymar vor. Haaland, hey, Haaland, Haaland, Hattricks sind sein Hobby, weil sie nennen ihn Gottesgleich. Haaland.
Yo! Guys, make sure you smash a like on the stream for the best intro to a YouTube video in the world!
Quality, man. Quality. Mate, if it all falls through tomorrow, I don't give a fuck. I'm still dancing to that tune.
Mate, oh no, it's wild. Get ready to get clipped up on Twitter, mate, because it's a madness if it does drop. Bro, what a madness, bro. It's been absolutely crazy, hasn't it? This sort of last 48 hours, load of news popping, absolutely going off. So much to speak about, you know what I mean? And we've got some news. Steve's gonna throw some stuff at you as well. We might talk about how we think Haaland's gonna fit into this team once this deal finally gets done. It's gonna be an absolute madness, guys. So thank you very much to everyone for joining us today. We've got 600 people in the stream already. Please, if you've not done so, please seriously drop a like on that stream, man. That was an absolute madness. We had some sick DJ in there from Jordan as well in the background, so it was quality.
Jordan, man.
It was a madness. It was madness. Steve, first of all, how you doing, bro? You all right?
Yeah, man, I'm good. It was a crazy week last week, obviously. Busy, but disappointing result of the weekend. But we're back and we're fresh and we're ready to go and we're happy. Everyone's happy on the blue side at the minute, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that Liverpool game, you know, it's a bit disappointing, but at the same time, sort of ended with like, you know, we got 2 goals in the second half, much better performance in the second half, of course. You know, on another day, Steve, it reminded me of, do you remember that FA Cup game we played against United a few years, probably about 8 or 9 years ago now. We're 3-0 down. Vinny Company got sent off and we were 3-0 down at half time and it was a real stinker. And then at the second half, we got the 2 goals. And I remember that day leaving the Etihad and I was like, everyone was buzzing. You know what I mean? We just got beat 3-2 off United. And everyone, all the City fans were leaving the stadium singing, you know what I mean? We're all buzzing and it was like, yeah, it was a real good performance. It would have been easy to cave, you know, 3-0 down. Things aren't going our way. It would have been easy to cave. But you know what? The lads came out in the second half. They fought for it. Not quite enough. But yeah, it's just one of them, innit? You know what I mean?
To be honest, mate, after WrestleMania fucking Madrid in midweek, where half the team was getting body slammed and dragged around and that.
Yeah,
we had no option really. Like Pep's come out today and said he knows a lot more information than us. It's all right us sitting in the stand and going, oh, Rodri's on the bench and De Bruyne's on the bench. Why is he not playing him? They're obviously not fit. You know what I mean? He's tried to start the best lineup he thought was going to get us something. We had no chance with Ferner in midfield. Sorry to say that he can't play against probably the second best team in Europe in midfield. He just got swallowed up. Zinchenko's having a tough time, obviously, at the minute. He's got a lot going on. He's not been playing many games. He came in. And we found ourselves 3-0 down. And at half time, you're just thinking to yourself, let's hope this isn't 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Let's come out second half, show a bit of pride. And to be honest, 3-2 was probably flattering for us. It wasn't really a 3-2 game. Second half, we did come out with a bit of pride. Could he have threw some people on a little bit earlier and maybe changed it? Probably. But looking at it now, if he'd have threw De Bruyne on and he'd have pulled up with a hamstring and he's out for a month, it's done us for the league, innit? So you've got to think for Pep. He's got to weigh it up. And you know what? It's one of them. We took it on the chin and we just thought, you know what? It's not our day today, and we bowed out. So it's always bad to lose a cup final, travelling home and stuff like that. Cup semi, sorry. Travelling home and that. But at the end of the day, I think we've got bigger fish to fry at the minute. I really do.
Yeah, it was one of them, Steve. For me, I thought about it, and when we got that first goal, and it was 3-1 after 46, 47 minutes or whatever, which was kind of spooky because they did that to us when we played at the Etihad last week. I was saying, roll the dice, throw it on. But that was the inner fan, just like, you know what I mean, there and then, you know what I mean. I feel like we got a chance here. Throw Kev on, throw Rodri on, throw them all on. You know what I mean, I was fully game for it. But then it's one of them, as time goes on and the game slowly erases from my memory. You know what I mean. I start to think to myself, as what you just think. You know what? If Pep can pull this league off, mate, because this has been a tough season. This has been a really tough season. I think we've struggled a lot without a striker, and obviously we're gonna talk about Haaland, guys. That's the aim of the stream. But we have struggled in games without a striker, and I think that this season's been a real sort of slog. You know what I mean? Other players have had to chip in. Phil Foden's had to play false nine a lot of the games that he's played, especially against the teams that are sitting back. He's struggled for space. You know what I mean? And it's Grealish's first year. He's had to adapt to the side. Still playing without a striker, and I think he struggles out of them all without a striker. And I think honestly, I said it. We just done a stream that he came in, and I said that if we win the league this season, I'm not saying it's the best one, but I think it's the one that we've had to sort of grind it out the most. You know what I mean? Because Liverpool, everyone's talking about how mint Liverpool are. They are mint. They got a mint defence, a mint midfield, and they got their front three is absolutely scary. And we're still top of the table without a striker. Exactly, I just think it's been a really, really good performance from us this year.
No, it is. Listen, and they've got the momentum. We should have put them to bed at the Etihad last week. We know that. I think there was one thing about this game what I sort of looked at and I thought, you know what? If we don't attack them fullback wise, they can't get round the back, because Zinchenko and Cancelo didn't go too far forward. They didn't really get at us as much as the Etihad. I think they like it when we go gung-ho, like at the Etihad, because it's like a basketball match. We go at them, they go at us, we go at them.
That's what they want.
I'm just thinking, I hope Pep's learned a few lessons, because I've got a feeling we're going to come up against these again in Paris. And that's the big one, isn't it? So if we can, maybe learn a few things and get to the big one and get it over the line, then I think we'll take what's just happened, you know what I mean? But it was one of them games where it is what it is. The FA Cup semi-final at the minute has not been our happy hunting ground for us. Like you said, it's been a tough season. The Madrid game in midweek really took out of our lads as well, you know what I mean? It's a game it was just an energy-sapping game on and off the pitch. We all had to pull together and get through it, and we did. And look, you've got to give full credit to Liverpool. They turned up. They steamed us in the first half. They got the lead and they held on and got through to the FA Cup final. So we keep moving. We've got a massive game tomorrow. Every game's massive now. Tomorrow, Saturday. And we just got to keep on going. But with the news of the big Norwegian fella, it's got them wrapped up on it. Fan base is going crazy.
No, absolutely. But yeah, let's move on to Haaland. Before we do, guys, I want to give a shout out to, I think it's Case or Quace Adal Zaman, who's just become a Tier 3 member. Remember, guys, at 8 p.m, me and Jordan are doing a Tier 3 watch-along of the Liverpool and United game. So if you want to get involved, come and join us for that. Links in the description. Become a Tier 3 member, and we'll see you there. We've got Sam McGeevy with a Tier 1 membership. Yes, Sam, appreciate your support, bro. And the same to Ben Fawkes as well, with a Tier 1 Extra Club membership. Really appreciate you guys. You got any questions for us, get some super chats sent in, man, and we'll get them read out. Make sure you go check out Big Steve on his Instagram and his YouTube channel. Steve, what are your accounts again for us, bro?
At Big Steve MCFC on Insta. I'm only a couple of hundred away from Saeed, so get me over the line on Insta, and same on YouTube at Big Steve MCFC. Thanks, appreciate it.
Go check it out, guys, and show some support for Steve. Also, just a quick one, we never ever promote our own account on Twitter, but City Extra Pod, which is our man and Jordan's shared Twitter account, is on 19.9k followers. We need 100 people to get us to 20k, man, so go check that out. Right, okay. William, how to become a Tier 3 member? Links in the description, bro. It's time to talk about this man.
Haaland, selbst die Bayern haben Angst, bald geht ihnen das ganze Land. Haaland, hey.
Steve, what's going on, mate? What's the latest news?
Well, I was calm with it, innit? I told people, do you know what? You don't like sticking your neck on the line, because if it goes tits up, people go, oh, Big Steve said this and it didn't come off. Big Steve said that and it didn't come off. But like I say, I just said, look, it's done. What I'm told it's done from a good source. You know the source, I told you. And it's not a bullshit source, is it? It's a source that's going to know. A deal of this magnitude and complexion for one of the best players in the world, it's not just a simple case of activate the clause and here we go. We knew we had Raiola to deal with, who's not Pep's favourite guy. We've got Alfie Inga Haaland, obviously wants a cut of the deal. We've got Erling Haaland, and obviously they're entitled to a cut of the deal, because the true value of Erling Haaland is not 63 million, what the release clause is. If you was to buy him in an open market now, you're talking Mbappe figures, Neymar figures. So the
I
money
said
that
175, Steve. That's what I said. I said 175.
So the money you're saying that's going to his dad and his agent, that's just what would happen on a fee. So you've got all that to contend with. We know that they were in a great position. They've got one of the prize assets in world football. They've touted him about a bit. They've been to Madrid. They've been to Barca. They've been all over the place. But I think this was the one that City had their eye on for a long time. I think that we had to be patient. I think we had to weigh it up. I think we've made some sacrifices as well in the team. We didn't rush out and get an Aguero replacement. And we just, you know what I mean? We just had to get it over the line. And I think that now people are starting to believe it, because all these fake ones on Twitter, that they kept saying every day it was done and this and they ain't got a clue. But now you've got journalists, proper journalists with connections in Manchester, in Dortmund, even Fabrizio Romano coming out and mentioning Keegan, saying he knows all the stuff. So listen, it's looking 99% certain that it's done.
Yeah, no, it's certainly looking good, man. And it's kind of mad, because you can think about it, we go back to obviously last year, we was obviously in the market for Harry Kane, I think we wanted to get him for around 100 million. Maybe we would have gone a little bit higher than that. And obviously Levy wasn't accepting our calls or putting our emails in the spam folder or whatever. And then that obviously got set to one side. And then the Ronaldo thing came up, didn't it? And obviously there was a little bit of talk about whether City were going to go for Ronaldo. It looked for all the world that Ronaldo was going to come to City, and then that fell through because he ended up going United. And then there was just silence. And I think that maybe, obviously at some point during the season, early on, I think City started eyeing up Haaland, because the Kane news, what would have been very easy for City to have done, he said to Levy at the time, all right, well, you have him for one more year and we'll come get him next year, you know what I mean? You obviously crack on with Conte and that, or at the time it was the other fella, Nuno, and we'll come get him in another year. And then there was just nothing. So I think at some point during maybe at the end of August to maybe October or something like that, I think obviously City have sat down and gone, you know what, we've got a real chance of getting Erling Haaland. And yeah, obviously it's going to cost a lot of money, but all of it, Kane was going to cost a lot of money, Grealish cost a lot of money. But I just think for the quality that you're getting, the emotional attachment that he'll have with the fans and that the fans will have with him. Because I was saying, I don't know what you think about this, Steve. There is a chance that maybe he won't hit the ground running, because you got to remember, City haven't played with a striker for the last 2 years, pretty much. Now, obviously, we all want Haaland to come in and just go bang, get the goal straight away. But he's going to have to learn how to play in the Premier League. It's a different league. The players at the club are going to have to learn how to play with a striker again, because it's not just as simple as throw a striker in there and there you go, lads. We've had to play without a striker for the last 2 years. And I think that because he's got that attachment with the football club, he'll get the time that he needs, that he might not need, but if he does need the time, he'll get that. Whereas I think Harry Kane, he would have been under much more pressure than Haaland to get in there and start scoring. Now, the media will try and flip that, and if Haaland does have a slow start, they'll be on his case, because that's what they'll do. But I do think that the City fans, because of that attachment that he has with the football club, will give him that time if he needs the time.
No, listen, and that's one thing that Man City as a club gives players time, and the fans do as well. We trust our manager 100%, and we trust the board. We're not this fan base that gets rattled up because someone's not performing. Other people will do. Other media outlets, other fans will all they're throwing it at Jack Grealish now. But when have you ever heard a bad word on the pitch with Jack Grealish? We trust him, you know what I mean? We know it's going to take time. Same with Haaland. He's 21 years old, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's not going to be like that. He's a generational talent. You only have to see him wherever he goes. He knows where the net is. And it's impossible for a man of that calibre to come into this side and not seeing the chances we create every week. We're crying out for someone. Even if he fucking throws his leg at it and misses the ball, it's still at his standing leg and go in. The amount of chances we have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about him. I think it's brilliant. And like you say, I think he's a young lad. He's hungry. He's one of the best in the world. And there's only certain clubs that can go in and get these boys now. And we're right at the top table competing. If we get this deal over the line, then it's the biggest deal for us. You know what I mean? You talk about Aguero and that. Yeah, we got that one over the line. But this one's like proper, you know what I mean? And you can just, everything about the guy is just, the connection with his dad and City and just, it's just perfect for us. And you know what? After losing Sergio and not replacing him and playing this season and everyone getting a bit up and down because we've got no striker, what a present it'd be for the fans if we could get him in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got a super chat here from Ahmed, who said, Fabrizio, who? Big Steve announced Haaland a month ago with laughing faces. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as Steve said as well, Steve got told by a source. He trusts the source. He told me the source, and I have no reason to disbelieve the source. Now, of course, as Steve said, until the contract's signed, the contract ain't signed, things can change, but we can only go off what we've been told. And the information that we've been told is decent.
City's walked away from not going to say they're doing this one, but City's done it in the past. The Alexis Sanchez deal was there ready to be done. It was just literally a last-minute agent trying to con a little bit more money out and trying to get Man United to up a deal and then to play City off, where City walked away from it. Do you know what I mean? The Kane deal, they wanted him, but there's a certain price. Arsene Wenger came out last week and said Man City is a well-run club. They have budgets in mind and they have structures they won't break. And they're well run. They've walked away from many a top deal. But I think this deal's been simmering for a long time, and I think it's all been City are trying to play it down. But a deal of this magnitude, you can't play down. And like you say, I've got Alfie's number in it. I said that to you before, and I said when we get near to the time, I'm going to send him a message, right? But it's going to have to be one message because the guy doesn't know me. He's probably going to think, who the fuck is this lunatic here messaging my phone? So I'm probably going to get nicked. But at the end of the day, I had to send him the message. And I sent him the message, and he's read the message, but he's not blocked me. He's read it. And do you want me to read you the message I sent him?
Do we want to hear the message, guys? You're going to have to get the chat popping. Do you want to hear the message that Big Steve sent Alfie Haaland, Erling Haaland's dad? Do we want to hear it? I want to see the chat pop in, mate. Do you want to hear the news? Do you want to hear the text?
How many likes are we on now?
I'll tell you what, good question. We're on 418 likes. There's 900 people in the stream. What are we saying? Should we set a target?
500 likes and I'll read this message I sent to him.
There we go, 500 likes, and then the text message that Big Steve sent to Alfie Haaland will be read out. You know what I'm saying? We're on 480 likes.
I have to send it, mate, because I thought, you know what? This is my opportunity for him to read it. So I know he's going to read it, but then if it plants in his mind, I don't care. If he shows his son, I'm happy. If he doesn't and deletes me, I'm not bothered. But listen, we're all out here trying to do our bit for this football club. So if I can, just one little piece of the jigsaw can help, I'm doing it.
Bro,
Do you know
I'm
what I mean?
I'm gonna up that like target because there's 900 people in the stream. Right? We're currently on 650. I want 750 likes. I need 100 people to like the stream, and then we'll do it. We'll full send the text message. Just before we do, because I reckon we'll get that 100 likes pretty quick because we only need now 60. Casbia Darren's come in with a £4.49 super chat and says, "Yes, lads, there was meant to be a certain Premier League left back to come before Haaland, but then the Haaland deal progressed." So. That's interesting because obviously City probably will be in the market for a fullback this summer. Obviously Ben Mendes is not at this football club anymore. You've got Zinchenko, who I don't know about what's going to happen with Zinchenko. It's an interesting one. Will he stay? Will he leave? I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that we need another fullback. Whether we get one on the left side or the right side, because I asked this question on Twitter yesterday: do we need a right back or a left back? And everyone just said. Well, not everyone, but a few people said, well, given the fact that we don't actually have a left back, we should get a left back. But Cancelo is our left back. Cancelo is our left back. So
I think sometimes, though, when Cancelo's playing left back, he comes inside on his right foot, plays it in midfield, into the middle. I think if you've got an out-and-out left back, that little dink ball on the outside and straight down that flank sometimes is on. But Cancelo more comes inside. So if you've got a naturally left-footed player, you can get that ball on the outside, down the left wing. So I agree with it. With whoever said that, I think we do need a left back.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see who we go for, and obviously there are a lot of options. And I'll let you read this text out because we're almost at the 750. But after that, I want to speak to you because people in the last stream then we was talking about how we think we're going to set up with Haaland next summer, and especially with the wingers. Do we think we're going to carry on with the inverted wingers, which we've been playing basically since we've not had a striker, or do we think we're going to go back to the Sane days, maybe Phil Foden as a proper left winger, Raheem Sterling, Jesus, whoever it is on that right hand side? But we've got the 750 likes, so here we go. What have you sent? What's the information?
This is what I've said, right? This is the preach. So imagine me being the Manchester City preacher, yeah, and I've got to preach to Alfie Inga Haaland about your son, yeah? So listen to this, yeah? Sometimes in football, there's a fairy tale, a story without an ending, a missing piece of the jigsaw, a missing spark that can make a team. Sometimes in football, you get a club that's laid dormant for so many years, a great club in a great city with fantastic loyal supporters. You've experienced this club. These supporters have touched your heart. They've sung your name. They stuck behind you through injury. You even paid for their petrol. Now it's Erling's time. It's his time to become a Man City legend. His time to take Man City to the next level, to play for the best manager in the world and the best supporters in the world. You better believe that we will look after him, we'll trust in him, and we'll protect him at all costs. I don't expect a reply. You'll never hear from me again, Alfie, after this text. But make sure you know that the Haaland name has unfinished business in Manchester. Bring him home. Fucking hell. Fuck me, man. If he's not getting him on that plane, if he's not getting him on that plane right now in a City kit with Kevin Orlock on the back and going to Mary D's, I don't know what's happening with it. You know what I mean?
Yo, you can't even, the chat can't even see me, but I have to just say, that was fucking sick.
Yeah, that was
honestly, I've got goosebumps. I was nearly crying.
I told you. He even bought petrol for us once on the way back from a game. He met City fans in a service station. We got hammered, and he paid for the petrol because he was embarrassed, man. I'm telling you, mate. And listen, what more can you ask for? That came from the heart, man. That came from the heart, and he's going to read that. He's going to read that. He's going to read it and think, "Fucking hell, man." And he's probably going to block me tonight and get me nicked, but I don't care. I'm standing by my statement, innit? I'm standing by the statement.
Bro, Nope. No, that's what I want. No, I don't know about that one
Perfect.
either. There we go. Honestly, bro.
He's read it.
That was a madness.
That's all I can say. He's read it. And he's not, I don't think he's blocked me because I looked a minute ago and he said he was online. So if he's wondering who the stalker is, who sent him the message, it's me, innit?
You know what's mad as well? He's 100 million% sent that to Erling Haaland.
No, 100%.
100 million%.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me see.
Oh.
Look at that.
Look at the picture.
Yeah, man. That's him. No
his
cap.
WhatsApp
Guys,
picture.
it's no cap. There's no cap. Steve's told me how he's got the number. He told me how he's got the number, and it's fully legit. Let me tell you now, this is not cap from Big Steve. This is 100% factual information. He's told me off air how he got the number, you know what I mean, how he obtained it, and 100% this is true 100%
I've had the number,
bro.
for a while, because I've spoke to Erling, innit? I've shown you the Erling Haaland things back in the day, but at the end of the day, listen, it is what it is, man. I 100% believe he's coming from my source. I got that text in there. He's read it. He's not fucked me off. I don't expect him to like it or out because you don't know who I am. I could go out and tell everyone, but listen, the text has come from me. And that's the speech, man. What a speech it was. If that's not selling it to him, then it is what it is, man.
Bro, you got some sick words, you know what I mean? Like, you got the
They were
big
from the
eight.
heart. And I was just at my desk before and I thought, you know what? I'm just sending Alfie there. If he tells me to fuck off, I don't care. And I just put it in. I just literally, as if I was texting my mate, innit? And I just texted him. But the bit at the end, innit? Unfinished business in Manchester. It's what it is.
Nah, that is absolutely wild, guys. Come on, let's get some clap emojis in there for that big text message from Big Steve. We got a super chat here as well from Danny, who said, "Cheers, boys. Just wanted to reiterate, we're the best club in the world, and Bernardo and Mahrez are magical. Yeah, them two are stunning players. We'll have to see if any of them leave at the end of the season because they're going to be a bit of a refresh, I think." Within the squad. But yeah, no, that's absolutely crazy, Steve. That's absolutely crazy. And of course, news is popping now. Pretty much every single journalist in the country is now getting on it. We've had Mike Keegan, we've had Mike McGrath, Mate Moretto, who apparently is a big source, yeah. Tier 1 source has said Haaland destination, Man City. So he's confirmed it as well. I mean, it's basically everyone is on this deal now. Everyone is saying it's going ahead, and it's basically, it sounds like now that it's just City just need to pay the money. City just need to pay the money. I
think they will. I think you've got to be respectful as a buying club as well. You know, we've had these transfer sagas like over the years where Real Madrid have come out and tried to unsettle players, and people have kicked off and gone. Like Fergie said, I wouldn't sell Madrid a virus. If you behave like that as a club, you know, it don't leave a good taste. And we've got a great relationship with Borussia Dortmund. The Sancho deal went smooth. One of our ex-youngsters, that Bruno and goal, Gittins, he made his debut for them at weekend. So City and Dortmund have got a good relationship. So the last thing City want to do is start rubbing Dortmund up the wrong way and releasing shit. So it's watertight at our end. You've got the in-the-know journalists who are obviously poking the bear. The odd thing's going to come out because the deal's massive. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're getting to the business end of the season. If it comes out, you know, it comes out. But listen, we're in a great position. We're linked with Erling Haaland. He's phenomenal. Can you imagine it? I just got this vision in it at Old Trafford, in it, where they done him in it, smashing hat-trick in at Old Trafford and just doing some dodgy leg-breaking tackle lookalike thing. In tribute
to my God, bro!
You know what I mean?
You've had this in your head for ages, haven't you?
I can't stop thinking about him.
Dreaming about it for so long.
It's
mad. It's mad. Hey, we got a super chat here from Skull Fuggery, which, by the way, is one of the best accounts on YouTube.
Oh
man.
Shit, Skull Fuggery!
It's a madness.
Big Skull. I told Skull, and Skull's put a bet on it, and he said to me, "How confident are you?" And I said, "Put the dough on it." I think Skull's got decent money on it.
When's he doing a video of you, bro?
I don't know. Skull Fuggery said, "Never doubting Big Steve Romano again. 4-7 odds. Congrats, lads. Tears in my eyes after the Mank Shakespeare drop that." Nah, it is wild. It is wild. It's a sick. And by the way, Skull Fuggery, man, doing absolutely mad things on that account on YouTube. But it never fails to make me laugh. It's insane. Right, let's get on to that. My mind is actually blown, but I want to speak about how we think Haaland is going to fit into this team then, and obviously, other than just scoring hat-tricks at Old Trafford, which we all want, you know what I mean, tactics and that. So, a bit of a debate that we had in the last stream that I just did with Jordan was about the wingers. And, of course, we have played inverted wingers now for a long time. But, of course, you're a bit slower to get the ball in the box because a lot of the time they're cutting in. And if they are crossing the ball straight away, they're doing it with the weaker foot. Now we're going to have the big man in that box, in that penalty area, you know what I mean, looking for the balls in. Is it time to go back to the sort of Sane and Sterling situation and have your left footer on the left side and your right footer on the right side, just to quickly get them crosses in to the striker? What are you thinking?
No, I think you're right. I think that could happen. I think Pep will adapt to Haaland as well. I think Haaland's got a lot to learn as well. He's 21 years old, and Pep Guardiola, look at the players that he's got at Man City, and he improves them. And the fact that you could improve this fella when he's already shit up is scary. So if this guy can add a few things to his bowl, his link-up play and everything, he's very powerful, very strong, and he likes that ball in front of him. He can run onto it. But sometimes in the Premier League, he might have to learn to play with his back to goal, where the ball might be zipped into his feet. He's got to maybe take that one touch, lay it off and move. But listen, they would have done the homework. They would have done the homework. Like you say, they're looking at these players to fit in the system. And if they're going to know what they want from him. You know what I mean? They would have explained it to him as well, what they expect from him. And I reckon he's got to buy into the project. If they turn around and said, look, we want you up front and we're going to play 4-4-2 and we're going to long balls right onto your head, he might have gone, nah, mate, I'm not having it. But they've obviously explained what they're going to do, how they want to play. And listen, he's one of the best strikers in the world. And the best strikers in the world adapt to any system you throw at them. Half the time, they just do their own thing. They just know where the runs are, know when to drop off, know when to go in. Aguero was the same, you know what I mean? 1 minute, he's very quiet. Next minute, he'd make that early post run, bang, goal. Back post run, bang, goal. And I think the best strikers do it. I wouldn't overthink it, but we just got to embrace it, man. Get the deal over the line. Get them shirts out in that shop. Get flogging them all over the world. Milk it to fuck. He's our new hero. Get the concrete statue base just ready round the corner near the company one. Just get the base ready and that. Let it set for about 10 years. And then we'll plonk the big statue on there when he leaves in 10 years. Happy days.
Yeah, it's going to be a mark. I just can't wait for it to be announced. And I still feel like... I know everyone's saying it's done right, but there's just this part of me in my head, Steve, that's just like, it's not happening. Yeah, I mean, something's just going to drop. Something's going to drop.
I'm the same. You always get that. You always get that typical City thing in it. I told you before on a stream. Who was it? Jeff Thomas. Was it Jeff Thomas from Crystal Palace? Oh yeah, he walked across broken glass to go Man City, and then he fucking signed for Wolves. So City's had a few kick in the teeth, man. Yeah,
we have, especially in recent years. But I guess the one positive for me on that is, if you look at a lot of the deals that we've failed in recent years, and some of them have been high profile, none of them have had release clauses. You know what I mean? They've all. But if you look at Harry Kane, we thought he had some sort of release clause, didn't. Messi, we thought he had some sort of release clause, didn't. Koulibaly, didn't. You know what I mean? Sanchez, didn't. You look at all these players, none of them had these release clauses. If you look at the deals that City get done, typically the release clause FC, you know what I mean? They just like going in, getting a deal done, rapid, no negotiations. And this deal, it's still bizarre how this release clause is only 64 million. But it's easy to do. On top of that, as we've already discussed, Haaland has a connection to City through his dad. You know what I mean? He had City kits when he was growing up. You know what I mean? He's obviously has and I love that clip when we played Borussia Dortmund last season. And he's walking around the barge, he's saying, oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? You know what I mean? Incidentally, he was next to Jude Bellingham, who apparently, there's been a few rumours going round that saying, you Bellingham, have you heard anything about this, Steve? You know what I mean? Jude Bellingham wants it, apparently. He fancies City big time.
He'd be great, wouldn't he? But I don't think Dortmund are going to want to lose both of them in the summer. But he would be fantastic, Jude. But Liverpool, I think, want him as well. But yeah, I like Jude Bellingham. He's got a bit of grit about him. He's English as well. He's fantastic, and like you say, if he listen, let's get the big fella in first before we start dragging the rest of them over it.
Massive shout out to Lloyd Rigdon, who's just become a tier 3 extra club member. Yes, bro. Hopefully see you in 25 minutes when me and Jordan are doing the tier 3 live watch along of Liverpool versus Man United. Can United get anything from that game? Probably not, but we're going to watch it anyway, just to see if Phil Jones can smack one in from 30 yards. So if you guys want to get involved, link in the description, become a tier 3 member, and we'll see you there. I've also got Dakshin, yes, bro, coming in with a 279. And I like this, bro. I like this. We'll have 2 consistent systems of play. You're absolutely spot on, because in this season, it's false 9 season. You know what I mean? And last year, it was, for the large part, it was false 9 season. And you're absolutely right to say that going forward next season, providing we get the big man in, we will have 2 ways to play. We can confuse oppositions. Oh, you know what I mean? How are we going to play? You know what I mean? Because the thing is with Haaland, he has had a few injuries. He's not going to play every single game. You know what I mean? He will be rested, and there might be some games that Pep goes, you know what? I think it might be better off if we go false nine. And don't laugh at that, because Pep's a big manager. He'll make big decisions. Just because we're spending 100 million on him, if you include the commissions, doesn't mean he'll start every game. Look at Grealish. Grealish doesn't start every game. If Pep Guardiola thinks that there's a game where we're suited to false nine more than Haaland, you best believe he won't play Haaland. So you're absolutely spot on. We are going to have two consistent systems to play, and we know one of them works. False nines worked for us for the last 2 seasons.
We've got Alvarez as well coming in, who we know is a gun man as well. And at the end of the day,
speaking about him,
if Haaland's the main man at Dortmund, and every time he gets a sniff of being fit, he's got to play because the fans demand him, they need him. Same with Harry Kane at Spurs. How many times have they rushed Harry Kane back at Spurs because he's the main man? At Manchester City, yeah, he's the main man, but he's not what we can play without him. We can win trophies without him. We can win leagues without him. So if he needs a rest, then Pep will drop him. He'll drop him, throw him on for 20 minutes. Can you imagine City softening a team up for 20 minutes? Then you bring in on Erling Haaland off the bench, who's fresh. I think he'll shine. And like you say, he's a young kid, always wants to play. But sometimes you've got to pull him back a little bit. Yep. His injury record's now under the microscope, but I don't think that's a problem. I just think that's a young lad, and he's playing a lot of football. I think he'll find his level and get himself right off the pitch, you know what I mean, in his training methods and what he likes to eat and things like that. His favourite food's kebabs, man. How can you not be a Man City fan and come to Manchester and not eat kebabs? So it's made for him. Everything's made for the kid.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, it's interesting you say that about the injuries and stuff, because when we were linked with Harry Kane last year, and more than linked, everyone thought it was going to be a done deal. There was a lot of people worried about his injury record, and me and Jordan done a video on Harry Kane's injury record, and the whole video was just focused on his injuries. And it's actually wild how badly Tottenham Hotspur have managed him. You could go on like Transfer Market, .co.uk or .com or whatever it is, and you can obviously get up how many games he's played, and it'll say, I don't know, ligament injury or whatever. Ligament injury will be out for that game, out for that game, out for that game. So he's back. He played the next game. Did he come off the bench for the last 20 minutes? No, he started. Did they sub him off? No. 90 minutes. Oh, guess what? He got a reoccurrence of that injury again. That'll never happen at City, and you only have to look at how we managed Sergio Aguero for 10 years. He very rarely played in 90 minutes. So much so that he probably got annoyed at times because he was subbed off, especially under Mancini in them early years. I hardly saw the guy play any 90 minutes. And that'll be the same with Erling Haaland. We'll manage him very, very well. No,
it's good, man. And like you say, we just want to get it over the line because we all, I don't know about you, but we all feel like we're sort of tempting fate with it. But look, it's big noises. You know, I don't know if they can announce it before this season. People say it's going to be announced next week, but I don't see how Man City in a title race and Dortmund, who are still playing, can start announcing that. I don't think that would sit well with their supporters and that, but I don't know.
The thing is, Steve, though, apparently this release clause, apparently it expires. It has to be sort of activated before the end of the season, and that's what a lot of the journals are saying. So if that's the case, then City, City have to do it. And I think you're right. I don't think City want to announce it, and I don't think Dortmund want to announce it. But I think Dortmund have put the thing in the contract, obviously not realising at the time how big this guy was going to be, and therefore didn't think it would have that much of an impact on the season.
The guy on Sky, that SoCal, or whatever he's called, said that Man United were going to sign him a few years ago for 17 million, but they wouldn't accept the release clause that Dortmund accepted. So United didn't get him. And like you say, he said he went to Dortmund, but he said he was close.
That's unlucky for
Mad,
them.
isn't it?
We got Oliver Boyson as well, just upgraded his membership to a tier 3, man. Absolutely buzzing. Hopefully see you in 20 minutes, Oliver, for the game, Liverpool United. We've also got Carl. Yes, Carl just joined us as a tier 3 member as well. Hopefully see you guys. Guys, if you want to join these guys, we're going to be doing that live watch along, me and Jordan, of the Liverpool United game. Can United get anything out of that game? Don't think so, but you've always got to have a little bit of hope. Become a tier 3 member. Link in the description. I've also got a super chat here from M. Doper, regular viewer of the channel. He says, debate Christopher Nkunku or Jude Bellingham to play Cam in the near future for City. They are both linked with both. Well, for me, bro, Jude Bellingham, I think, is one of the best prospects I've ever seen. And at the time when he left Birmingham, and I still think it's a bit cringy that they retired the shirt number for him, but He is a proper player. I mean, he played it
His
excellently.
brother is supposed to be better than him, Joe.
You said this, yeah. So where's he? Is he still at Birmingham then?
Still at Birmingham. Birmingham are in crisis, man. I think they got levered 6-1 at Blackpool at weekend. But yeah, he's supposed to be there. But United was supposed to be after him. But Bellingham went round United's training ground, didn't he? And then he never signed for them. But I mean, if I went round United's training ground and looked at that shithole, I probably wouldn't sign for him as well.
Mate, your words today. Big words, but yeah, big time, man. Big time. Yeah, absolutely mad. Look, guys, I think what we'll do now, just for the last 5 minutes or so, just turn our attention rapid to the game tomorrow. Brighton at home. Mad, it's a big game. You know what I mean? It is a big game. And it's kind of annoying because I looked at this game, Steve, about a month ago and I thought, we'll fucking do these about 6 or 7-0. They were
playing well.
Yeah, they were in terrible form. They were in shocking form. Loss. And then what do you know? Just before they played City, they got a draw against, I can't remember who they got a draw against, but then they beat Tottenham and beat Arsenal, both away from home. And then they're playing City away from home. It's going to be a tricky game. They like to play football, which could help us. But what are you thinking about this massive game now? Every game in the Prem now, huge.
They play well away from home against bigger sides. They played well at Liverpool as well. And we've just got to get the job done. Hopefully a few of the boys are back. I think our lot will be hurting a little bit after the weekend. I think we just got to get the job done. Start fast. Get into our rhythm, same tempo as against Liverpool at home into the Etihad, and I think we could be 1 or 2 up early doors. We need that early goal. If we get the early goal, it calms everyone down because then we can keep the ball in. Do you know what I mean? And maybe force it. But the longer it goes on at 0-0, the way the City fans are as well, sometimes we can get a bit agitated in that. So it's it is what it is. But listen, I think we get the job done, man. We get the job done and we move, and hopefully that lot can do something at Anfield. But I can't see it.
No. Oh, yeah, no, I'm writing that off. If they do something, madness, but the fact Phil Jones is playing is seriously scary.
Hello.
Kevin De Bruyne obviously took a knock, didn't he? And he didn't start at the weekend. And we had that discussion right at the start of the stream of, should he have come on or not? But he didn't. He was warming up and on the touchline. I see he looked fine on the touchline. Looked like he was moving fresh.
It's like he wanted it. He kept looking at the bench. Gundogan was the same.
Yeah, so
frustrating, isn't it? But like you say, we've got to trust our manager. We're behind him, haven't we? If he said today he knows things that we don't know. So it could be like small tears, anything that don't want to make bigger, things like that. It's mad, man. But it's frustrating, isn't it? As a fan, you want to see the better, especially when if them players want in the squad on Saturday, you just take it on the chin. But when you can see him running up and down, warming up, it's winding you up. I'm looking at, I'm thinking 15 minutes. Surely Kev can play 15 minutes, even if he gets one chance or an option of a great pass. But it was what it is. But I think tomorrow's now obviously massive, and we've just got to keep going. If they win tonight, they go top, and then it's back on us tomorrow, and this is how it's going to be to the end of the season. Yeah,
of course, Kevin De Bruyne will probably start tomorrow. I mean, given the fact that he was available for the game on Saturday, you would expect him to start. Kyle Walker, not available. That was a nasty one that he took when he played. So obviously, I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but he's not available. So we probably see something. Obviously, Diaz is back as well, which is great news. So look, at the end of the day, Kyle Walker, he's injured, but we've got players that can cover there. What do? Do you go Cancelo right back, Ake left back? Ake, by the way, massive shout out to Nathan Ake, Steve. He's absolutely phenomenal in this sort of last month or so. And he's going to have a massive part to play at the end of the season, isn't he?
No, he's well. And early in the season, I was a bit nervous with him every time he started. But I think that was when he had Mendy alongside him on the left. That duo there was not good. And I think he's come in now. And he's been solid and he's done a job. He's steadied the ship a few times when we've looked a bit rocky. Done a couple of them, clearances off the line, things like that. And yeah, listen, I've got no issues with Ake if he puts him in now. I don't feel the same as I did early in the season. I feel like he's grown into it and he's up to speed with it. Sometimes it's hard when you don't play many minutes to get that fitness. When you get thrown in a game, and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, this is fast because he hasn't really played.
Of course.
I think Zinchenko was a bit like that weekend, to be fair. I think it caught him a bit, the pace caught him off a little bit. But yeah, Ake could play left back. Stones could play right back. Diaz could come in. Cancelo could go left. Stones could go right. Diaz, Laporte, Ake, Laporte. We just don't know. De Bruyne might be rested. I don't think Cole Palmer's trained as well. So listen, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, get the win there. Get the win against Watford. These next 2 games, really, they've got to be bankers. You know what I mean? And I said this before, but if you can't beat Brighton at home and Watford at home, when it's really on the line, you know, everyone knows how important these games are. You know what I mean? Every single Premier League game now, like early in the season, you make a mistake, you've got time to recover. There's no recovery time now. You drop points, and that can be the season done in terms of the Premier League. So the boys have to show massive fight tomorrow. I'm sure they will. Obviously, Kevin back into the team. Then we move again back at the weekend. Luckily, these 2 games are at home, and I think that'll be a massive benefit. And then, of course, we've got Real Madrid on Tuesday. So, look, that's a different kettle of fish. We'll catch up with you maybe at the end of the week or maybe Monday night, something on that one, and preview that. Because, at the end of the day, yeah, we get the 6 points in the next week with 5 games to go. 5 games to go. We've got to be confident. We've got to back our boys there.
Of course, 100%. And listen, we've done it before. We've been in these runs where we've had to chase down, and we've been in these runs when we've been chased down, and we've come out on top. So, you know, we've got the best manager to do it. The team know what you need to do to get it over the line. Listen, we wouldn't swap anyone else's position for ours right now.
No worry balls. Shout out Lucas Woodgate, just become a tier 3 member. Good to have you with us, Lucas. Hopefully see you in the live watch along in 10 minutes time. And Oliver Wilson as well. Same to you, boys. Good to have you with us. Anyone else wants to join the Extra Club, help support the channel. Really does help support the channel more than you guys know. Links in the description. Loads of different tiers, you know what I mean? So get involved. Madness, Steve. What a mad couple of, 24 hours. I was asleep last night. Did you catch that breaking news last night? Was you awake at that time or what? I was bed. I was gone as mate.
I was awake, mate. I was awake. But do you know what I'm going to do? When Erling signs, I'm going to get that text message framed and I'm going to get him to sign it.
Yeah, that's big. That's nice, man. That's nice. That's absolutely nice. Yeah, insane. We'll have to wait and see on how long it's going to take now for Haaland to join. Some rumours are saying that it could be done within the next week or so. It looks like, from what we're reading, from all the sources, that this deal is just awaiting City putting that money in the Dortmund account. And once that's done, the deal is signed, sealed and delivered. And Erling Haaland will be coming home to Manchester City. Steve, it's been a madness. Are you watching the game? Are you going to watch Liverpool? Or are you going
I'm just going to leave the studio now, get home, watch it. I'm not expecting any miracles tonight. I think it could be embarrassing. But it is what it is. Football's a crazy game. And hopefully, but I can't see it.
I can't see it. I mean, looking at the teams just quick. Lindelof, he's poor. Maguire, he's poor. Phil Jones, he's poor. Wan-Bissaka had a good season. Diego Dalot's been all right, but I mean, it ain't great. I mean, if you look at United's team, I mean, how have they spent $1 billion? How have they spent £1 billion on that? I mean, it's
and now their best player, Pogba, he's trying to force a move over to us, mate. We don't want you, mate. It's all right, our kid. You know, we've got somebody who puts the bibs out and irons the kit, so there's no need for him here, really. You might as well just jog off.
No. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm not sure I want him at my football club. He's too much trouble for me. And I don't particularly think we need him. I think we need someone to replace Fernandinho, as you said before, maybe a little bit of deep lying playmaker or someone like that. I think we've been linked with that kid from Sporting Lisbon, Nunes, is he called? Not seen much of him, but he's meant to be a sort of in that mould type of player. And, you know, there's a few journalists coming out saying City are moving hard this summer and we're going for a midfielder as well. And I think we need to be honest, because obviously Fernandinho's leaving. I did think about this and think, well, Gundogan can play in the 6. He did it in the Centurions year and he did it very well. But I just think, you know, why mess about? You know what I mean? The money that we're spending on Haaland is pretty much covered by, you know, the players that we're going to be selling anyway.
It's covered by Torres money and Aguero wages. There's a lot of money in the kitty this summer for us to go and strengthen. And like you say, if Pep will sign this new deal, and then that'll be it. Haaland announced, Pep signs a new deal, bit of a mini rebuild, freshen it up a little bit, go again.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yes, Neat Squire. Thanks a lot for coming a tier 3 member, bro. Hopefully see you in the stream in 9 minutes. Appreciate that, bro. Anyone else wants to join, again, link in the description. Help support the channel. Right, guys, go follow Steve on Instagram, man. He's always doing the live streams. It's a madness, you know what I mean? So go check him out on their YouTube channel as well. Big Steve MCFC. go subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of his videos. Do the same for our channel as well. You know what I mean? Trying to put out this City content, trying to make it all good for the City fans, bro. And Steve, man, been a good one. That introduction was harmed. The text message was harmed. I think this was one of our best one yet, mate.
No, we're growing, man. We've got some good support. It's real City chat. We're not messing about. We're trying spread the positive vibes, keep the fans under control. You know, talk a bit about the club, what we can do. No, I enjoy it, mate. I enjoy it. It's a good chat. It's good. I'm enjoying it, mate. Thanks for having me on again.
No problem, man. Right, we're going to get off, guys. One last shout out. If you want to come and join me and Jordan for that Liverpool and United game, become a tier 3 member. Link in the description. Other than that, guys, it's been another special one. Make sure you are subscribed. Notification bell as well. We could be going live at any time. You just don't know with all the news that's dropping. This transfer could happen tomorrow. It might happen next week. You don't know, so make sure you're locked in it. And Steve, let's go out to this tune, man.
Haaland, Haaland, selbst die Bayern haben Angst, bald geht ihn das ganze Land.
Peace out, guys. See you in a bit, guys.